Hello friends, myself R.D. Mahajan presenting my video on two-dimensional heat flow equation. Let us solve the equation. Dou 2t divided by dou x square plus dou 2t divided by dou y square is equals to 0, which represent two-dimensional heat flow equation subject to conditions. Condition number 1, boundary conditions are t x 0, x comma 0 is equals to 0. And second condition, t of x comma l is equals to 0, means conditions. Third condition, t 0 comma y is equals to t0, initial condition. When x is equals to 0, we get the value of t at t0. For the condition 0 less than y less than l, and the last condition, t of x as infinity, y is equals to 0, means when x is infinity, the value of t is 0. This is to decide the possible solution. Therefore, applying that technique, given differential equation is dou 2t divided by dou x square plus dou 2t divided by dou y square is equals to 0 as equation number 1, which represent Laplace equation. Let the solution be to satisfy this condition. We have to consider the possible solution as t is equals to c1 e raised to nx plus c2 e raised to minus nx multiplied by c3 cos of ny plus c4 sin of ny. As equation number 2. Then using the first condition, first boundary condition, that is t of x comma 0 is equals to 0, in equation 2 we get what it means. When value of y is 0 for all values of x, the value of t is 0. Therefore left hand side becomes 0, right hand side becomes c1 e raised to nx, c2 e raised to minus nx. When y 0 cos 0 is 1, we get c3, and this sin 0 is 0, second term becomes 0. The product of two terms is equals to 0. When y is 0, x is not equals to 0, means this term is not equals to 0, but the product is 0. It implies that the c3 must be 0. Substituting this value in equation 2, put it in equation 2, we get the value of t as c1 e raised to nx plus c2 e raised to minus nx multiplied by the value of c3 is 0, therefore this term becomes 0. We have c4 sin of ny. Then multiplying by c4 inside the bracket, we get c1 c4 as a new constant c1 dash e raised to nx plus c2 c4 as new constant c2 dash into e raised to minus nx into sin of ny, and we call this equation number 3. Equation 3 we put second boundary condition, t x comma l is equals to 0 in 3. Therefore it means when the value of y is l for all values of x, the value of t is 0. Therefore left hand side becomes 0, right hand side 0 is equals to c1 e raised to nx plus c2 dash e raised to minus nx into sin of nl. as a condition is defined for y is equal to L, at that time x should not be 0, and if x is not equal to 0, this term should not be 0, and as this term is not equal to 0, but the product of that two term is equal to 0, it implies that the remaining term, that is sine of NL, must be 0. We have the last step, sine NL equals to 0. Transferring to other side, we get NL is equals to sine inverse of 0, and we know the standard value of sine inverse of 0, it is p pi, and therefore we get n is equals to p pi divided by L. Substituting that value in equation 3, equation 3 becomes t is equals to c1 dash e raised to nx, n is p pi by L times x, c2 dash e raised to minus nx, once again it becomes minus p pi by L times x, and into sine of ny, n is p pi by L times y, as equation number next 4th. Then using condition t infinity comma y, means when x is infinity, the value of t is 0, we get therefore left hand side is 0, right hand side becomes c1 dash e raised to infinity plus c2 dash e raised to minus infinity. The value of e raised to minus infinity is 0, therefore that term becomes 0, into sine of p pi by L times y. All of we know that the value of e raised to infinity is infinity, therefore this product of two terms is equals to 0. It implies that this is not equals to 0 when condition is given for x. This is not equals to 0, therefore what it implies, c1 dash must be 0, and therefore substituting that value in equation 4th, c1 dash 0, therefore this term becomes 0. We have c2 dash e raised to minus p pi divided by L into x multiplied by sine of p pi by L times y. We call this equation number 5th. From equation 5th, we write down the most general solution by replacing c2 dash by cp. Therefore, it is summation from p is equals to 1 to infinity cp sine of p pi divided by L times y into e raised to minus p pi by L into x. Then using condition t at x is equals to 0, as t0 for all values of y, in 6th we get, therefore left hand side becomes t0, right hand side becomes summation from p is equals to 1 to infinity cp sine of p pi by L times y e raised to 0 is 1. Represents, RHS represents half range sine series. And in half range sine series, this constant Cp means Bn in that half range sine series is given by 2 by L integral from 0 to L, and condition is 0 less than x less than L. Therefore, that value of capital L is here, small l, integral from 0 to L. fx is here t0 sine of p pi by L times y, and its integration with respect to y. Here the term t0 is constant term, we take outside the integration sign. Therefore 2t0 divided by L, integration from 0 to L. Remaining term is here sine of p pi by L it is equals to 2t0 divided by L as it is. Integrating that sine term with respect to y, we get its integration as minus cos of limits from 0 to L. Substituting the upper and lower limit, we get 2t0 divided by L. This goes to numerator as L divided by p pi multiplied by minus sign I will cancel by changing the limit. 0 become upper, L becomes lower. We know that cos 0 as 1 minus when we put y as L, L get cancelled, we get cos of p pi, and we know the value of cos p pi, and therefore simplifying it we get L get cancelled, therefore it is 2t0 divided by p pi multiplied by 1 minus value of cos p pi, standard value, as minus 1 raised to p. And as we have that term 1 minus 1 raised to p, we require to find two different values. What is the value for odd and what is the value for even. Therefore, if we consider the p as even, it becomes minus 1 raised to 2 is plus 1. 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Therefore, that becomes 0 if p is even. And the second value, if we consider the value of p as odd, minus 1 raised to 1 is minus 1, minus minus become plus 1, 1 plus 1 we get 2, 2 into this 2, the value is 4 times t0 divided by p pi if p is odd. And as it exists for odd values, while substituting this in this equation number 6, we require to replace p by its general term. General term for odd is 2p minus 1. Substituting the value of Cp here in equation 6, we get final solution as t, which is a function of x and y, as summation from p is equals to 1 to infinity. Value of Cp is 4t0 divided by p pi. We have to replace p by 2p minus 1 times pi sine of p pi. Again replace p by 2p minus 1 times pi divided by L into y, and e raised to minus p. P is again replaced by 2p minus 1 times pi divided by L into x. Is this solution of that given differential equation, given partial differential equation obtained by solving method of separation of variable technique. Like this, I have discussed this two-dimensional wave equation by solving two different problems. If you like my video, please share it as well as subscribe to my channel to receive the notification for my new videos. For that, you have to press the bell icon. Thank you.